What's going on, everybody? CW Entertainment, and I'm back today with another Chicago Bears podcast. Now, you guys probably can hear it in my voice a little bit. My voice has actually been going in and out, so that's kind of why there's been a lack of videos these last week and a half to 2 weeks. So I do apologize about that, but trying to just get over this. But it was a great game on Sunday, man. The Chicago Bears were able to take down the Pittsburgh Steelers. We had to go to overtime. It was a 23-17 win, but it doesn't matter. A W is a W in that win column, and we will gladly take it. And, man, I mean, what can you say about this game? I mean, you had it all happen. You had great defense. You had idiotic play by the Bears, as usual. You had Jordan Howard and Tarik Cohen being dogs, as they were just running rough shit over that Pittsburgh defense. I mean, it was definitely a great win. I mean, you're at home. John Fox. This is John Fox's first win in September as a member of the Chicago Bears organization. I mean, that's just insane. This is only his first win, but it's definitely glad not to start off another year 0-3. And I mean, there was definitely a lot of improvement that you got to see in this game. I felt like the biggest improvement was definitely the secondary. Secondary was a huge part. On the offensive line, did a great job today. Not today. Today's Tuesday, but they did a great job, man. They opened up holes for both Howard and Tarik Cohen, and then them boys feasted all day long for the most part. Now, one thing that was kind of surprising is the fact that the Steelers decided not to really stack the box too much. Majority of the game, you saw a 7-man front out of the Steelers. And what Tampa did, Tampa sent 8-9 guys down there, and they bet on Mike Glennon beating them, and Glennon didn't do that last week. And there's a reason there was no podcast recap review, whatever you want to call this series we're doing. But the reason I didn't post that, there was no way I was about to sit there and talk about Mike Glennon and how trash he was throughout that entire game. I just didn't feel like talking about it, and I still don't feel like it. I mean, that was Jay Cutler-esque type of performance. I mean, he had 3 turnovers in the first half. That's just embarrassing. And one of them, I mean, dude literally fumbled the football before he even got touched. It looked like he got scared. But anyway, we're going to move on from that. We're focusing on the Chicago Bears beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, man, we're going to go ahead and start off with the offense. Mike Glennon, once again, went out there, had another pretty piss-poor performance. You guys can see here, he went 15 for 22 with 101 yards, 1 touchdown pass to a wide-open Adam Shaheen with his first career touchdown grab. It was a 2-yard play, man. They hit him with a little play action, and he was just standing there butt naked open in the end zone. And I don't know how he didn't get chipped. I don't know how those plays work so often. I guess because most of those defenses are just focused on the run. But I have no clue how that happens so frequently in the NFL, where there's just somebody wide open in the back of the end zone when they're running a goal line play. It's really surprising how often it does happen. But it doesn't matter. I'm glad for Shaheen. Got his first career catch, first career TD on that play. Didn't see Shaheen anymore the rest of that game, though, unfortunately. But I have no clue why they aren't playing the young man. I mean, I'm not going to say that touchdown wasn't impressive or anything. I mean, you see offensive linemen catch those kind of passes. So, but Ned Glennon also threw a pick. I mean, it was another ugly pick. Now, you can say it could have been Zach Miller's fault, or it could have been Glennon's fault. Who knows? If you ask me, it looked like there was an option type of route that Zach Miller was running, and he chose the option to cut out instead of possibly sitting down. But my money's banging on Zach Miller made the right decision. We've seen Glennon, and Glennon has not made a lot of smart decisions. There was one throw in the game that he made to Zach Miller. It was a great throw he made, but Zach Miller made a hell of a catch. Problem was, I didn't like the fact that he threw that sucker in triple coverage. I mean, you're throwing risky balls, and you don't have that kind of arm strength to be able to throw that pass into triple coverage. I mean, the ball takes a long time before he can get it somewhere. And he's extremely slow with his progressions. I mean, it takes him forever to do anything. But I'm not going to knock him the entire thing. I mean, I did see him, we saw him run a couple times in that game, and it was like a botched handoff early on. Glennon had to run. I mean, you definitely could tell he did not want to run the ball in that. I mean, he just improvised. He wanted to pick up a couple yards. And then There was another play. I mean, the coverage broke. I don't know if the ball. I believe the ball may have been at his feet on this play where he had to take off and scramble. He wound up only getting like another yard or two. Dude, we know he's not mobile. I mean, he's a statue back in the quarterback, so we know that. But I mean, it just keeps explaining why they need to be playing the young gun and Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, I'm clamoring for it. Majority of Chicago's fan base is clamoring for it. If you ask me, it sounds like it's a Ryan Pace decision after what John Fox said last week, with being more than one person is going to have the decision on it. But anyway, we'll talk about the running backs. As Tarik Cohen called them, lightning and thunder, man. We got a nice dynamic duo in the backfield. Might even be the best duo in the league. We'll see how it goes, throughout the rest of the year. Man, you just got to pray that Jordan Howard, you just got to pray that his shoulder is going to be healthy enough to withstand this entire season. We saw him go down a couple times in that game, and it did not look like he was going to get back up. You could tell he was in clear pain. And, man, you just feel bad for somebody like Jordan Howard. But, man, Jordan Howard gets the Iron Man trophy of the day for that one. I mean, he came in there, already had a hurt shoulder, came in there, had a fantastic game, had over 120 rushing yards. Tarik Cohen had like 75 rushing yards. So, I mean, these guys were just doing their thing out there throughout the entire day. Credit the offensive line. They were opening up holes. Like I said earlier, I don't know what Pittsburgh was doing with majority of the game with a 7-man front. I mean, Mike Glennon completed one pass to one receiver throughout the whole game. Now, there were a couple of drops. Wheaton dropped it like twice, but he only targeted the receivers 4 times. I'm not sure what Pittsburgh's philosophy was when it came to playing defense, but the fact is, the Bears took advantage of them, and they hit them with a lot of trap plays. They hit them with a lot of counter plays. They pulled those guards and tackles in the center, and they just got after them, man. They hit them holes hard. Great job by the receivers a lot of times. They were doing a great job blocking. Thompson, Bellamy, Kendall Wright. I mean, they deserve a lot of credit, too. But, boy, yeah, like I said, Howard definitely got the Iron Man trophy for this one. Came in there and was just an absolute dog. Got the game-winning touchdown in overtime, a 19-yard rush. The play before that, he was able to get them inside the 20. You could just tell he wanted that win. You could hear him at the end of the game. If you go back and listen to it, he just saying, let's fucking go the entire time after he had scored the end zone, or after he scored the game-winning touchdown. So it was definitely a pretty funny sight to hear. I couldn't tell at the time, actually, is when I finally went back to watch the highlights, because I was cheering, I was happy. I didn't hear Jordan Howard yelling, let's fucking go the entire time. So anyway, man, it was a great job. Let's get to Tarik Cohen. Tarik Cohen, my goodness, this dude, man. It's almost like a reincarnation of a Walter Payton type, the way he's just so explosive and able to cut back. And just, he just looks like a bunch of great former running backs that you've seen back in the day with his explosiveness. A lot of people compare him to Darren Sproles, and that's a very good comp. If you can have a Darren Sproles on your team, you'll take that every day. You got to feel bad for Sproles on one play. Broke his arm, man. He tore his ACL, so he's definitely done for the year. You got to, prayers out to him. You gotta hate to see players go down like that with having 2 injuries in one play. And that's just awful. To have your upper body get hurt and then to have your knee get shattered. Oh, man. That's just nothing you want to happen. But, yeah, Tarik Cohen, that dude was balling. He had 2 great runs. I had one early in the game where he was able to cut it back, found the hole, and just went off for a big run, looked like that Atlanta run almost. Didn't get as far, but he still had a great run with that. And then the one in overtime, man, I don't care what you say. Majority of Bears fans saying it is probably because we're Bears fans. But Tarik Cohen did not step out of bounds on that play. I don't know how the refs saw that he stepped out. There is a couple angles there that you might be able to tell he stepped out, but the one angle they showed, you could definitely clearly see that thin green grass in between that foot and out of bounds. That was probably one of the most exciting plays I've seen in a Bears uniform since Devin Hester that I can remember from my knowledge. They haven't had a playmaker like that on offense in a long, long time. Hester was primarily, special teams, so he didn't do too many spectacular things on offense. He made a couple catches here and there, but Tarik Cohen, man, we love you, dog. That dude is going to be a baller. And, he's definitely a great comp for Jordan Howard. Shoot. Howard's going to hit you with that thunder. And Tarik Cohen's hitting you with that lightning, man. We got that thunder and lightning, or lightning and thunder, whatever the way he said it. I'm not sure. But, man, yeah, great job on that part, man. The two running backs and the offensive line deserve a lot of credit. But I want to go ahead and touch on the defense. And hats off to that defense, man. They played a phenomenal game. Kyle Fuller, Prince Amukamara. We'll talk about the Marcus Cooper thing a little bit later, but defensively, Cooper did a great job. Had 9 targets, only gave up 1 catch. Should have had a pick in the end zone. He had it dead in his hands, going to the ground, and then the ball just popped right out of there. I mean, if you want to be a great defense, you gotta make those plays, man. You can't allow a team, because they were in our territory. I don't know if they got a touchdown or a field goal on that drive, but I don't remember exactly what it was, but they scored on. But they still wound up scoring. So I mean, you gotta be able to make plays when they count, man. You can't let teams score. If you got an opportunity to take it away, you better make sure you take the ball away. Speaking of that, real quick, and the Jordan Howard thing, they called a fumble. That was the most BS. You could clearly see the knees down, and then the ball comes out like a good 2 seconds later. I mean, I don't know what the New York refs were definitely trying to get Pittsburgh that game. It felt like to me. I mean, they called Tarik Cohen out of bounds, and then they called they called fumble, and then they called this play being out of bounds. I mean, come on, man. But yeah, back to the defense. I just thought they did a great job. Antonio Brown was really the only guy that was absolutely just dominating. I mean, 10 catches. I believe he had like 110 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown he made was unbelievable. Never seen somebody get upfield like 5 yards that fast the way he was able to. And he was able to extend the ball out and get in the end zone. I mean, Antonio Brown, that's the reason he's a top 3 receiver in this league. I mean, this dude can just do it all. He's got the speed, hands, jumps. I mean, he can do it all. He can route run. Like I said, he's the reason he's a top 3 receiver in this league. And arguably, he could be the best. I mean, if he was like Julio's height, he would definitely be the number 1 receiver in the league. But but yeah, I mean, you can live with that. If Antonio Brown's the only one who's beating you all game, and he only has 1 touchdown, you're gonna live with that all day. I mean, they kept Le'Veon Bell at bay the majority of the game. Le'Veon Bell, I mean, he didn't. He may have had a couple decent sized runs here and there. I mean, I feel like he didn't have any runs really over 10 yards. If he did, he may have had a couple, but I mean, defense, front 7 did a great job. They were able to get to Big Ben, I believe, 3 or 4 times throughout the game. Bryce Callahan got in there and got a big strip sack. I mean, offense wasn't able to do anything, but, it stopped the drive. That's what they needed to do. They needed to win the turnover battle. Now, technically they did, but Marcus Cooper decided to be an idiot. And, I mean, that wound up costing us a touchdown, but, I mean, that's near here or there, but... Oh boy, yeah. Defense, hats off to them. Big Ben did not play the best game at all. Big Ben has definitely struggled over these last 2-3 years with just trying to with playing on the road. I don't know what his problem is with playing on the road when he's not in Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland seems the only place he can do well while playing on the road. I mean, he has the most wins he's the most win quarterback in Cleveland history. I mean, in the Cleveland Stadium or something like that. I mean, that's embarrassing on the Browns front, but whatever he did, that's fine with me. I don't like the Steelers no way, so I mean, that was fine with me, him having a bad day, especially since it led to a Bears win. Now, the Bears did have one huge mix-up on that not the final drive, in that game. The first play of the game, they took a shot downfield, and they're lucky Martavis Bryant stopped running, because that should have been a touchdown on the very first play. And I guarantee you, we're talking about something completely different today. Martavis Bryant kept running, because apparently from what the reports were saying, he slowed up, he stopped running, and that's why they didn't get that touchdown on the first play. So, I mean, we should be very glad that that didn't happen. But the majority of the game, man, hats off to the defense. They played well. And like I said, look, if they can do this Thursday against Green Bay, they're going to have a shot. Especially if the offense can find a way to get something going. I mean, you got to think, Green Bay is definitely going to be targeting Howard in that right shoulder. I mean, they know that Jordan Howard is going to be suffering that whole game. They're going to stack the box. They're not going to let Glennon, they're not going to let this rushing attack beat them. There's no way they do. They do, they're idiots. I mean, it works out for us because, we want to be able to exploit them throughout the run. But I mean, you make Glennon beat you. This dude has proven he cannot beat anybody. But let's go ahead and talk about the idiotic play Marcus Cooper did. And you gotta. He took away a great play Sherrick McManus made. McManus gets in there and blocks the field goal, and then you're gonna go into halftime. I believe it would have been 14-10 if they make the field goal. McManus makes a great play, blocks it. Literally Cooper didn't do anything on the play, but had to run straight. All he had to do was just run straight down the field and just go into the end zone. But no, the ball gets smacked. McManus blocks it, and the ball literally just flies right into Cooper's hands. All he has to do is just run straight down the dang field. But no, he decides to be an idiot, starts showboating. I don't know if you want to call it showboating or what. I call it showboating. When you start walking before you get into the end zone, that's showboating. And my goodness, there's a lot of people that were clamoring Cooper should be cut. Cooper should have been benched in the second half. To be honest, I have no clue what should have been done. I'm not a coach, so I can't say what should have been done in that situation. I'm from an outside perspective. Yeah, you're living in the moment. Yeah, he should be benched. He should be cut on spot. You can say that, but thing is, he's one of your better corners, and he's done a good job throughout the year, if you ask me. They went up against some tough opponents. They went up against Julio Jones. Julio Jones only had like 4 or 5 catches for like 60 yards. They went up against Mike Evans. They went up against Antonio Brown this week. These guys are playing some top corners, the top receivers, and they're doing a pretty great job. Like I said, look, you'll live with Antonio Brown if he's the only one who's going to be catching the ball for the Steelers. You'll live with that all day, every day, especially if he only scores 1 touchdown. Now, the problem is if Antonio Brown is beating you and he's got like 12 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and like 225 yards. Now, that is a problem if that's going to be happening. But the Bears did a great job, and that didn't happen. But yeah, Cooper, you're an idiot. I'll give my hats off to Vance McDonald. He busted his butt down there. And I believe even was the holder or the kicker even busted their butt all the way down there to even make a great play. It does prevent the Bears getting a touchdown. He batted it out. That's illegal. And they can't end the half on a defensive penalty. So we got the ball at the 1. I don't know what the heck Leno was doing. Why in the world was he jumping off on false start? To be honest, for me, I actually prefer that they did kick the field goal. Something just told me, there's no way they're going to get this ball in the end zone. And it just felt like Jordan Howard. And you knew they were running the ball. If you asked me, I would have put Cohen in the game and probably ran a toss or something. And I don't even like toss plays. I want to try to get Cohen to the edge or do something. If you were going to run, you're going to run the ball. Everybody knows everybody in the stadium knew, yep, this ball's going right to Howard, right up the gut. That was just obvious. But I definitely believe the Bears benefited without Stephon Tuitt being there. Because Pittsburgh lacked a lot of discipline with containment and with containment mainly. They were missing tackles. They were letting Cohen just make one cut, and then he zipped right back, and then they were just over pursuing plays. So, Pittsburgh shot them own selves in the foot. I don't feel bad for any Pittsburgh fan. They're out here crying and stuff. Oh, there was a holding penalty. Problem is, with that call with on Jordan Howard's game-winning touchdown, the cornerback made no attempt to try to even make a play at Jordan Howard. He reached his arm out for like half a second. That defense was gashed. They didn't want to play no more, and the Bears punched them in the mouth, and we got that first win of the year. And we'll gladly take it. Hopefully we take out Green Bay this week, and I'm going to be out to next time, everybody. I hope you guys did enjoy the podcast. Once again, sorry for my throat. It's just kind of something I'm dealing with. Hopefully I sound better next time we do this. But the Green Bay podcast probably up. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it that night. I don't know. It'll probably be up on the weekend, unless they throw out some BS like they did against Tampa. But I'll make sure I do it. Even win or loss, I need to be doing these. So we'll make sure we got that. But I'm out to next time, everybody. Thanks for listening. Peace.